Ich begrüße Sie herzlich bei der BASF in Ludwigshafen.
I would like to welcome you to BASF in Ludwigshafen, the largest production site of BASF and simultaneously the largest chemical production site worldwide. It's safety first at BASF. We believe that there is no greater good than health and physical integrity. This applies to us as BASF employees, our neighbors in the Rhein-Neckar metropolitan area, but it also applies to you as contractor, visitor, or guest. We need your help in order to be able to guarantee safety at the Ludwigshafen site. Firstly, we ask you to comply with the regulations we've established for the site, no ifs and buts, and without exception. In the film, you'll be introduced to the most important regulations. We punish any and all violations as it can jeopardize your safety and that of everyone else. If in doubt, always choose safety. Stop any work that you're not able to execute in a safe manner. In addition to adhering to the regulations, we also need your assistance to protect others from unsafe actions. If you notice any unsafe conditions in the plants or during work, please address these issues without hesitation. At BASF, we believe that transparency and open communication are the basis for successful safety work. We are grateful for any advice on how we can improve. The contacts available to you are your contact person at BASF, the colleagues responsible for site security, or site management members. In doing so, I also include myself. Your working day at BASF begins at the gate. Access to the site is only permitted with an access card. The access card must always be worn openly and visibly. You must place your vehicle entry permit in the vehicle so that it is clearly visible. You must observe the following when on the BASF site. Life-saving rules form the basis for safe work at the site. They have been applied for decades and are non-negotiable. Violations against these basic rules will be consequently punished. Therefore, always remember the following. Smoking is prohibited. Open flames, such as caused by the use of lighters, are also strictly prohibited. This also includes the use of e-cigarettes. Smoking is only permitted in designated rooms. Alcohol and drugs are strictly prohibited on the entire site. Entering designated hazardous areas is prohibited. These areas can only be accessed with the explicit approval of a person in charge. Taking photographs is not permitted. This also applies to snapshots taken with a smartphone. You will see several other signs on site. Always be attentive and please follow the instructions. Pay close attention to pictograms in the shape of a red diamond with a white background and black symbols. These mark hazardous substances which may only be transported or processed by authorized personnel. They are hazardous to humans and the environment. Therefore, Always keep distance and do not touch. If you encounter site security or the fire brigade at work, it's absolutely necessary that you follow their instructions. This also applies to such warning signals. In special situations, they manage the traffic in a targeted manner. The topic of traffic plays a big role at BASF. When lots of people and goods are en route, there is one main rule: please be considerate. Pay particular attention to weaker road users, such as pedestrians and cyclists. At BASF, all cyclists must wear a helmet. When on the bicycle, pay attention to the numerous railway tracks on site. Cross the tracks from a safe angle. Since you need more space to do so, please pay attention to traffic coming from behind. Caution: rails are particularly slippery when wet. In addition, driving side by side is prohibited. In principle, the German road traffic regulations apply throughout the site, with the following additions. A maximum speed of 30 km per hour is permitted on the entire site. This speed limit serves the safety of all road users and is consistently enforced. What else do I need to be aware of? At intersections, right has the right of way. However, a continuous wide road marking across the full road width means please concede right of way. Parking prohibited. Under pipe racks or underground hydrants. Above gullies. Pay attention to the roadside. Here, a red line means no stopping. A colored center line on the road means this is a restricted parking zone. Extremely important. If there are railway tracks, the railway vehicles must be able to drive through unhindered. Therefore, a distance of 1.5 meters to the left and right must be kept free for the rails. The following applies to all road users. In principle, rail transport has right of way. Pay attention to locomotive drivers and follow their instructions. You will also encounter automated guided vehicles. We call these automated guided vehicles AGVs for short. The AGVs are equipped with safety devices in the form of sensors and cameras and are telemonitored during operation. They travel on selected factory roads that are equipped with electronic transponders recessed in the ground for navigation. The AGVs travel at a maximum speed of 7 km per hour, depending on the situation. For you as a road user at the factory, a comparable priority regulation applies as with rail transport. If AGVs and other road users such as trucks, cars, bicycles, or pedestrians meet at an intersection or road junction, the AGV always has the right of way. Rules regarding the right of way do not apply here. The existing rules on road traffic behavior remain unchanged. Hand and light signals used between drivers at intersections to clarify priority are not recognized by an automatic transport system. Note that the autonomously guided vehicle behaves in the same way as a truck when turning into narrow streets. Keep your vehicle at a sufficient distance from the AGV on all sides. This particularly applies to overtaking and repositioning after overtaking. The very brief action of returning to a lane in front of the AGV can lead to avoidable emergency braking of the autonomous vehicle. The AGV uses specially marked loading zones, which must always be kept clear and must not be used as parking spaces. A hectic rush and convenience have no place in traffic. Always be considerate and drive in a defensive manner. If you enter the plant, always go to the registration point first. The plant employees will familiarize you with the plant's safety regulations. In doing so, you will learn everything you need to know to work safely in this plant. We ask you to pay special attention to the topic of blast areas, areas with a potentially explosive atmosphere. Here, the following applies. Mobile phones without special X approval must remain out of this area. Prior to accessing the plant, please check your personal protective equipment. In short, we call this PPE. The basic equipment includes anti-static safety shoes, work clothes that must always be worn firmly closed, a pair of safety glasses, and a helmet. During the plant-specific instruction, the BASF colleagues will also explain to you the necessary protective equipment required in this plant. Extra equipment may be necessary in addition to the basic equipment. If you leave the registration point and enter the plant, you must badge in at the head count board, either by hanging up the head count card or via the electronic head count system. You must first be activated by the plant in order to use the electronic head count system. Within the plant-specific instruction, the plant employees will explain to you the procedure for their specific plant. The head count system deserves your full attention because the correct badge-in, badge-out process is crucial for survival. In the event of an alarm, the fire brigade will search for you in the area where you badged in. If you do not badge in, the fire brigade cannot know that you are present within the plant area. If you do not badge out, the fire brigade will search for you in vain and waste precious time. Pay attention to the signs prior to entering the plant area. They indicate which PPE must be worn in this area of the plant. The contractor representative enters the workplace together with a BASF representative. This is where the work to be performed will be discussed, including the risk assessment. Your contractor representative will discuss the pending work that you need to perform. Your contact person in the plant will provide you with a permit. There are different permits. The contact person in the plant will tell you which permit you need to perform your work. As a basic rule, no work without a permit. Actively asking questions shows your awareness of safety. Please clarify all questions prior to work. Ask for all the answers. Where is the emergency exit? Where is the nearest emergency shower? Where is the eye bath? Where can I find the fire extinguishers? Only then will you be able to start your work safely. The permit will be given to you at the workplace. When performing any and all work, please avoid endangering other people that are also working in your surroundings. We know you are an expert and you do a thorough job. Tidy and cleanliness must not be something that needs to be discussed. They must be observed at BASF. You may not eat or drink during work. Please find the designated rest areas to consume any food or drink. Store tools and materials in such a way that they cannot fall down. You should ensure that there are never any tripping hazards. Escape routes and safety installations must never be obstructed or manipulated. Safety installations must be observed and must not be avoided. Scaffolding may only be used if a signed release certificate is attached to the scaffolding. Check whether the scaffolding is suitable for your work. Is the load carrying capacity sufficient? For your own safety and that of your colleagues, please pay attention to visible faults when using the scaffolding. If you notice a fault, remove the release certificate and inform your contact person at the plant. When working at height, block off the area for the safety of others. The following applies for your own safety. If you work at height, make sure that you use fall protection. Do you need special technical tools for your work? Please note that these can only be used with a special approval. If you do not have the appropriate approval, hands off. If you feel uncertain in a specific situation, stop your work and ask for help. It's safety first at BASF. Safety never stops. This also means that you must tidy up your workplace once the work has been completed. Report to the plant, informing them that the work has been completed. Then, the workplace will be examined together with a plant representative. If everything is in order, the permit will be returned on the spot. Permits must be returned to the plant before the end of the working day, even if the work has not yet been completed. At BASF, there are 2 acoustic warning signals. If you hear one of the 2 signals, you must respond. The yodel sound is a sound that goes up and down. If you hear the yodel sound, stop your work and secure the workplace. Make sure that you can understand the announcement that follows and follow the instructions. If you cannot understand the announcement, actively gather the necessary information, such as from the plant employees. The typhoon sound is a sustained horn sound with interruptions. If you hear the typhoon sound, stop your work and secure the workplace. Go to the assembly point of the plant. The location of the assembly point has been explained to you in the plant-specific instruction. In doing so, observe the direction of the wind and ensure that you can reach the assembly point safely. In the event of an alarm, do not remove your head count card from the head count board or badge off from the head count system. Only do this at the assembly point. If a special type of behavior is necessary in a plant in the event of an alarm, you will also obtain this information during the plant-specific instruction. The alarm systems will be tested every Friday at 11 a.m. An appropriate announcement will be made during the test alarm. If something happens during your own work, please trigger the reporting chain. To do so, inform the control room of the plant. You can also directly trigger an emergency call. This can be done such as from in-house telephones by dialing 112 or via mobile phone by dialing 0621 60112. The most important thing, stay calm. Answer the questions from the operator and wait for queries. The emergency telephone numbers can be found on the alarm regulations and on the reverse side of your BASF access card. Please also take incidents seriously that may appear to be harmless. If someone is injured, please always inform the ambulance, independent of the severity of the injury. Do not hesitate. The medical staff is ready to help. Serious sequelae can be avoided in this manner. If you are contaminated with product, please go to the nearest emergency shower or eye bath immediately. Please shower your entire body. Take your clothing off under the shower. Remain in the shower until the rescue services arrive. Everyone is responsible for her or his own safety and the safety of all others. Please be alert. Pay attention to one another and point out misconduct to others. This is the foundation for a safe working day at BASF. Every day.
Ich hoffe, unser Video hat Ihnen geholfen.
I hope that this video helped you understand the BASF safety philosophy and that it makes your work easier and safer. Thank you for your attention. I hope you have a successful and, most importantly, a safe day at BASF Ludwigshafen.
BASF. We create chemistry.